We are now 5 wide. Presented by Quick Trip's quality gasoline guarantee. It's just another way Quick Trip has you covered.
9 to noon, ready to go. Billy and Kuhn are in their positions. We didn't quite get react to Josh's banger. It's mixed, Josh, at best.
Yeah.
Jay-Z with Nelly, and I just want to love you. Pharrell, sorry. Jay-Z with Pharrell. I just want to love you.
They are not the same.
Did Zabe do it? I was waiting for the. They're all the same.
I did not say that, and I wouldn't say that. David says, Zabe, I thought I turned on the wrong station because Josh actually threw a banger on. But we know what the closed-minded masses will say. Well, Tommy and Bayview, definitely not a banger. Worst banger selection ever.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow. Right. Okay.
Christian listening online in Kissimmee, Florida. Banger! Exclamation point. Matt Jr. says, Jay-Z is a biter. Your song totally has lyrics from 6 different MCs of the time. I don't know what that means, but okay. Definitely a toe tapper, Josh. It bangs, says Scott and Aaron. Well, is it a toe tapper or a banger?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Toe tapper bangs.
Soap King Dave, very nice, Josh. Absolute banger.
Oh, see, thank you.
You're winning on Twitter right now. I just gave you a yes.
Hey, thanks, bud.
This is a
That's
bang.
one.
Don't worry, Josh. You're good.
Well,
Let him
look,
tell
it's
you
happened in the
something
past where I've chosen bangers like Crazy in Love by Beyonce is a banger, and it got crushed. It got crushed.
Straight banger here, that gushy stuff.
Gushy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gushy.
Yeah.
Butchie this morning. What did you say this morning?
I want to go to watch. I want to go to an Iowa game so I can get that gushy stuff
They don't have it there.
for the Kenneck Wave.
No, they don't have it there.
Yes, they do.
They don't have
Anytime
any
you
of that
wave
in
to
Iowa
the
City.
Children's Hospital, it's gushy. It's good
Oh,
stuff.
sorry, gushy. Okay, sorry. I was thinking of
Yeah,
something else. I was thinking the
what were
definition
you
differently.
thinking?
Yeah, they don't have any of that in Iowa City. Even though that they'll have a party, that's for sure. You'll party, and then it'll take 4 hours to get on out of there because that one stoplight just gets so dang jammed.
It does though.
Billy was thinking about the Kush.
Well, I was actually thinking more of the
I got
tush.
that good tush.
But both of
That
them
is,
could be in there.
yes. Kush, the tush, and the gushy. I thought you were trying to riff
The
on
hell is
bougie. I don't know.
These aren't actual. These aren't actually words in the Urban Dictionary.
You know what this
Zabe's
sounds like?
using.
This is like when you're sitting at the dinner table and your dad starts throwing out words that he thinks you're gonna know,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Dad, what are you doing?
What are you
saying right now?"
He comes up, he's like, "Oh man, so
the
I was
gushy gush with the cush and the tush. Am I right,
Man,
my
that's
man?
that's fat. Dad, that's not been cool for 20 years. What are you doing?
Look at Zabe's face right now.
I'm a man. That's what those kids are saying nowadays,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Oh yeah.
So today on the show, we
Booyah.
use the words hagiography, nascent, and discussed at length pregnant
gushy.
playbooks and gushy on top of that. I want to talk about
Sounds about right.
these documentaries, which are turning into hagiographies, which are glorified homages to the person who's supposed to be the documentary, because the Florida doc is getting crushed by people online, Kuhn. The beloved Florida doc. You were like, I can't wait to watch this. Swamp Kings. They say it's basically an infomercial for Urban Meyer all over again.
Yeah, and it kind of is. I'm enjoying it because I enjoy going back and reliving old school football, and I like reliving all these docs.
Even when it
all these docs.
glosses, even when it glosses over so
Well,
much
of course
stuff.
it could be better. Of course it could be better. I mean, I won't sit here and say not going into the deep stuff wouldn't make it better. But heck, did The Last Dance ever take a shot at Michael Jordan? Really?
No.
Did it really ever tell a real
But
Michael
were we
Jordan
saying
story?
that it could be better? I mean, when we watched The Last Dance, and we
Scotty
get
was
done
saying it.
watching it. Well, yeah, but Scotty's also having
Tony
He didn't
Kukoc
like
was
that.
saying
He
it.
didn't.
his yeah. I mean, okay, but realistically, when we got done watching it, was our reaction the same that it is right now as Swamp Kings?
And no,
Fair-
and I'll
that's
tell
not
you
a
why.
fair
Because
comparison.
people want to crush Urban Meyer. People want to crush, Aaron Hernandez. People want to crush the Pouncey brothers. People want to crush Florida for what they were doing. People don't want to crush Jordan. People
Guys,
want to love Jordan.
never. Guys,
I think they want the story though
no.
from Swamp King.
Look, the reason why you can't make this comparison is because The Last Dance came out when our options
During
were
the
With
pandemic.
COVID,
that
I agree.
or Tiger King.
Yeah.
We were happy there was something. We were like, this is
We're watching it like it was Monday, Sunday
talk
Night
about
Football.
this.
Tiger King.
We're going to talk about this for 3 hours on tomorrow's show.
Mhm.
You're going to want to watch this episode of The Last Dance. You, who knows how Swamp Kings would have played if it was during the pandemic.
Or how The Last Dance would play right now.
Exactly.
After we've watched more and
I
more
agree.
of these documentaries, which really become docuseries. And I think our thirst for the true crime has wanted us to get all of our sports to also be true crime documentaries. Like to one part of John's point with the Swamp
first
Kings
40.
deal is let's watch this. Amen. Because they always, but if they don't get them in the first 8 hours, they're messed up, right?
Yep.
You're wanting there to be the dirt. If it bleeds, it reads. This one, they're saying, hey, man, we know that you're going to come here for the bloodthirstiness that you have. And we're going to give you the soft landing to make sure that we can continue to get stories and get docuseries that we think are going to play this way, like the Johnny Manziel one of you're going to believe that he's turned the corner and changed in his life. No, he did it because he said, I like what Untold does. They tell you about the good stuff that you had and not necessarily, yeah, there was some bad stuff in there as well. Nah, don't worry about that part.
Yeah. It's tough because to get the money to make a documentary, you can't have it be too hard hitting because then no one's going to cooperate or they may not even finance it. It's big business now. You see where the Jerry Jones documentary is a 10-parter
Yeah.
and he got paid $50 million. He got paid $50 million. for
$50
it.
million.
Well, that's why Netflix is $20 now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Right.
That's why I watch.
Are you
this
in yet?
video. No, I'm not. No,
Keep
$20
still
for
holding out.
Netflix.
Kuhn, you in
Yes.
on Netflix?
Yeah, I got Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Billy?
I'm not paying for it.
Okay. You
But
source
you
it.
got it.
You source it through
Yeah.
gray market channels.
Yeah,
is what you're
I
saying,
outsource.
Billy.
We outsource that kind of stuff in the
I'm gonna
household.
have to
Yeah.
I have-
see if
I have gray market.
How do you
suppliers for
outsource Swamp
Netflix.
Kings, Billy? I am curious. Do you know a backdoor just like Red Hot Tim Scott?
As his attorney,
No.
Mr.
Yeah.
Schmidt, do
Not allowed.
answer
Not
that
allowed to
question.
talk
You're not
about
under
that
Do
stuff
not
right
answer
now.
that.
Not allowed
I'm
to
looking
talk
right
about
now.
that stuff right now.
But did
You
you,
don't
guys
have
watch
to give us the
Bishop,
details. Just
Sycamore?
yes or no. Do you or do you not?
No. My client has said all he's going to say about this.
Thank you.
Please.
Thank
I'm-
you.
I can tell by your abstention that, or abstention.
Abstinence.
Definitely not abstinent.
Abstination.
No, learn that. Learn that in January.
Abstinence.
Yeah.
That's
Is
that-
it abstinence? Abstance?
Yeah, bibliography. Yeah.
Abstinence.
Abstinence. Oh,
Goose,
it's
goose.
it's literally
The
abstinence.
gushy
I
gushy
can
stuff.
tell by
Gushy
your
abstinence.
abstinence that you are
Yeah.
guilty.
There you go. So here's my question to you guys, because you're all more Wisconsin than me. Kuhn, you're Pennsylvania first, then Wisconsin. But the three of you guys are super Wisconsin.
Yes.
Three of you guys are super Wisconsin. What Wisconsin sports documentary would you love for somebody to make?
Oh, give
About
me
what?
a legit inside scoop on how Favre actually played.
Yeah, I
out.
was gonna say that's probably the
Like
big
the
one. that people
legit
say.
Rodgers, legit. Like I don't want all this little fluffy stuff. I want the legit stuff. But I don't want Rodgers now. I want Favre first. Give me like
Okay.
3 years, and then I want the real Rodgers, Devontae
Untold
Adams, like,
stories.
all of it.
Wisconsin Untold Stories, go. You've got a budget. You got Netflix on board. You got a director. What are you making? 414-799-1970.
I swear, if one person says a 1982 Brewers documentary,
No,
I'm
it's
shutting,
gonna happen.
I'm shutting the
It's
talking
happening.
text line down.
You already know.
We need some more of that. I would say the dismantling of the 2001 Bucks.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Like that would be a fantastic one because of all the different angles. And I think you have a bunch of different guys that would love to tell the story. The other one would be
Really, I don't get Swamp Kings on my. God,
you don't get it on that.
No.
Oh man, sorry,
Jeez.
bub.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll help you on out with that.
Yeah.
But for me, the other one would be the messy divorce through the city that Ryan Braun went through. Like if you go from when the news
Dig.
breaks
Yep.
into his speech at spring training into later that year as Balco starts imploding, you get all the information to come on out. He loses
Right.
the partnership with Rodgers. He had like 3 different restaurants that were kind of starting
Yeah.
to pop up throughout the city. He was
Absolutely.
Two of his
arguably
own, one with
the
Rodgers,
most
yeah.
famous athlete in the state at that time.
We had a rehearsal.
Yeah,
dinner
let's
on
get-
one of them.
Get the P collector on camera telling his side of the story and
But-
everything else. That would be a good one right there.
But see, do you see
On the-
how all of these have a controversial aspect to them that the Swamp Kings and the rest of these ruin? Because you're like, oh yeah, this should be good. You know, the Ryan Braun documentary where you get the P collector, man, that should be good. And yet it's going to stink if it's just, and look at, you know, how Ryan Braun brought, you know, a playoff baseball back to
Yeah.
Milwaukee. And
And I
well,
wanna
yeah,
know where he
no,
got
you
that
have to
leather
tell the
jacket.
real story.
Well, that-
but the real
that's-
story is ugly. The real story is of a millionaire athlete lying his ass off and bullying some poor guy who's got to carry urine around in his pocket all day. I mean,
I'm sure he
how
gets
dare
paid
you?
okay.
I don't think you get
I don't
paid all
see
that
you
much.
lining up for that job.
Yeah, I can't
Dude,
think
not
that's
yet,
paid
you
this
know.
degrading.
How much do they
You just
pay?
do this degrading job.
Yeah.
They pay more than radio. I know that.
Sometimes
Give me an
sometimes I
application
feel
then.
like I'm just walking around, but oh, never mind.
Okay, I got a documentary that I think could be riveting if you really get the good stuff and get the inside story and the assets and everything to go with it. Is God Bless George Petak, the story about how one legislator ruined his political career to save a stadium proposal and to keep the Brewers in town.
Mhm.
Chronicle the
I like
back
it.
and forth that lead up to that moment, because that was a pivotal thing.
Yeah.
So that'd be a good doc. Kuhn, do you have any good docs that you would greenlight? The Untold Stories, Wisconsin.
No, I'm
Sports
Pennsylvania
Edition.
first.
There it is. I was waiting for that to come back. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
why?
I meant to say Pennsylvania prior. Now you're full on.
No, he's
Wisconsin.
as we learned today. Look, he's a Pennsylvania guy. You know, that's where he played college ball.
Guy.
So he's a Pennsylvania guy.
Did you just
Uh,
learn
Okay,
that?
are you a Pennsylvania
No,
guy?
no. This is what this is.
Just
Because
are you a Pennsylvania
here.
guy?
someone, was it Butchie or you?
It was
Josh?
Butchie. It
It
was
was me.
Butchie.
Butchie called Steve Stricker an Illinois guy.
And then
And I
Zabe
said, no,
wordsmith
no,
me, bro. He
I said-
wordsmith
I
me.
said, no, he's a Wisconsin guy. He went to Illinois.
went to Illinois.
Do you feel me on that distinction? Do you agree or no? Is he an Illinois guy?
I identify as a Wisconsin guy.
Yes, you are a Wisconsin guy.
Yeah, it's my choice. I choose it.
So is Stricker a Wisconsin
Chose
guy or
it.
an
You-
Illinois?
You
guy?
choose
I
it.
chose it.
Man, you're
Chose
on a
it.
roll
Chose
today.
it. Chose it.
Chose it. I chose the
Me
nation did it. Is Stricker an Illinois guy or a Wisconsin guy? Round the horn.
I think it's a Wisconsin guy.
Thank you.
I also think he's a Wisconsin guy. I don't think where you go to college defines what type of guy you are.
I don't know. You pick
Butchie.
it though.
You pick it.
Yeah, but
he's a Wisconsin guy, yes, but he's an Illinois grad. Like he's an Illinois. Like,
Well, then call him
I mean,
a
he's
grad,
not a
then don't call him
Badger.
a guy.
Yeah.
like
right,
you
it's
can be a Wisconsin guy in a Illini. Like both can be true.
Yeah, but there's something
Right.
fishy about it. I mean, listen, anybody that chooses to go down there for school instead of
Say it
somewhere
to his
here, I mean,
face.
come on, what are we doing here? I will. I will.
That might have been his only offer. Did he get a Scully to go there?
Don't
I
know.
don't know if he got a
Yeah, I
Scully.
don't know.
Where's
that
the
either.
documentary
There's a
on
whole
him?
lot
There's
of-
the doc,
There's the
yeah.
doc.
There's your doc.
Stricker
yes.
doc.
I would have liked to be
That
able to
actually
ask.
would be really good, by the way, though.
It
A
would be
Stricker
fun.
doc would
The
be
last 2
really
years?
cool.
Oh, yeah, but we'd have to listen
How he
to
got
Heller
how
narrate
after
it
the
and-
after the
Ugh.
Ryder Cup he got sick, like really sick, and then now is playing. Like it would be cool, and I'd watch it.
That's a
Mailman Jeff,
killer right
documentary
there.
on what happened to Jonathan Lucroy's hand.
Ooh,
good one.
there you go.
Sean in the 715, Barry Alvarez retrieving the Badgers from the ash heap of college programs.
Yeah,
That'd be good.
That'd be good too.
How about Giannis doc?
Yeah, well,
It's
they made
obvious.
a movie. So
True,
about
but how
Matt-
about a
Matt-
doc?
Matt Jr., a Darren Sharper documentary.
Whoa! All right. Time for us to get out of here. Come
Yeah,
on,
that-
Butch.
Again,
Eugene
my-
Robinson
that-
Come on,
documentary.
guy. What are we doing here?
see,
Listen,
that's the type
those
of
would
guy
be-
Butchie is. He's a not
those
a
would be great
Wisconsin
Read off
guy.
the talking text line.
Those would be great docs, but nobody would, fund
No one-
them. They
correct.
wouldn't finance them because they're not stories people want to really relive and think about. Reggie White in the church fire money documentary. Again, same category. How about Bob Uecker Untold next year streaming on Netflix? Is that already in the works?
Yes, I believe
It is.
I believe I've heard that there's been a crew following him
Really?
the majority of the season.
Well, then
Yeah.
they got to win the World Series.
Is
Like,
there
that's
any?
how you got.
That's why.
Thing.
Is
Now's
there-
the time.
be
Is
great.
there
gotta cap
any
it.
Kind of like
dirt
Fever
though?
Pitch, like how Jimmy Fallon and
Yeah,
whatever
hey,
her
I'd
name,
be about it.
Hey, Fever Pitch, good movie. Go ahead.
Is there any? There's no controversy there though. There's nothing to really dive deep on. It's just all awesome with Euchre, right?
Yeah, that's fine though.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm just we
You're right.
we want the
looking for
documentary
hook.
because we want that. Oh, so that's what? What? Yeah, we need that moment in a documentary.
But do
Yeah.
you?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so.
You
Like,
do.
give me a
You gotta have
Uke-
a-
give me
gotta
a
have a-
Uke doc.
Yeah,
Why
give
does
me
it
a
need to
Uke
be
version of
negative?
the Last Dance doc where it's just
It's not negative.
10
You need a
hours of
hook.
loving him.
You need a hook, Butch. You need a complication. You need something. Every 30 for 30
The
begins
hook
with
is
what
he's the
phrase?
best to ever
Yeah.
done it.
What if I told you?
He's also like
What
the
if I
last.
told you?
He's also the last of a. I don't mean to use this term of a breed that's starting to go extinct, right? Like there's not guys who are the storytellers at that spot and in that business like
Anymore.
he is. He's outlived most of the other
Oh.
guys that he would be compared to, and I think that would be part of it because he has battled for the last 4 or 5 years to get to that microphone on opening day. Like
What-
that's the hook of how he's been able to continue doing this. The guy's 89 years old
Yes.
and has almost not been there at opening day each 3 or 4 of the last 5 years. So I think that would be the journey of looking at what he has to do to be able to be ready when that light goes on at his age.
Hey,
Butchie, Kuhn made a good point. He said, what if I told you? That's the opening line of every 30 for 30. That's the hook. It has to be something that says, what if I told you, meaning you wouldn't believe this. It's not necessarily negative. It's
So
the
then
what
the
if
Brewer-
I told
so
you.
then the Brewers. win
So the
World
what if I
Series.
told you about Euchre, a guy played baseball at a decent level, but wasn't great, then had a long, wonderful career as a broadcaster. I'd say, oh, great for him.
What about this one by Mike in Madison, Ohio, Zabe? He said, what about a behind the scenes documentary of the Whiskey League that lasts 2 years and the intrigue of the pansies that hate losing to Josh?
Be a good one.
Yeah, we could
Be
do
a
that
good
one.
documentary. Just like Bill and Madison. How about the untold story of Zabe not inviting Josh to the Bears game last year?
Oh, that'd be another good one.
It's a
Do that one
very
too.
short documentary. It's called Me, Dolph, and 2 other guys, not Josh's age, decided to go to a game and didn't invite him. Don't have to invite Josh to everything. And scene.
Mailman Jeff, how about a documentary on where Zabe's digital assets from Sunbird Bowls go?
They're on hard drives scattered throughout my office here. You know, there's a couple on here. There's some over here.
Steven a
Anyway.
bulldozer brings a good one up though. Tiger Woods Thanksgiving 2009.
Oh yeah, that's got to happen. That's got to happen.
That would be spectacular.
Starts at the Perkins. Lay out some
Yes.
pancakes
Doesn't
right in
everything.
front of you.
Jim
This is where
Irsay
it
just
started.
bought Irsay just bought Kuhn Jack Nicklaus's putter from the 86 Masters, which is one of the most iconic golf swords, if you will, to have as a collectible item. It's the only putter Nicklaus somehow let get out of his grasp. So the question with my golf buddies was, what one club would you love to own? They got a lot of good answers. And I said, I want the 9-iron from Elon to the back window on that Thanksgiving night. Put that in a case, you know, the one that she ran down the driveway. All right, boys, tag you're it. 9 to noon is next. Josh, Butchie, good run today. We'll see everyone tomorrow. Now time for a Pennsylvania guy first. John Kuhn with Billy Schmidt, the pride of Greenfield. They're next. We'll see you tomorrow.
This is why I just can't get. Gotta let you go. You remind me of. You remind